That was incredible. Let's talk about it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. You got JB and Nada here. He didn't even tell y'all what we saw. We saw F1. Okay? But before we get into talking about the incredible movie, you know what time it is, okay? I need everybody to stop and make sure you have subscribed to our channel.
Make sure you subscribe.
Like the video and hit the bell so you get notified every single time we upload something new. Okay? Let's get into this movie. F1. Have you heard about it? Did you see previews for it? Give us some details about the movie.
So look, y'all, this movie was good enough. I had to write notes again. The last time I did this was for Sinners. I had to write down some stuff. So you're going to see me looking. Man, where to start with this movie? It was a really phenomenal film.
Yeah.
It's a racing film. There's an older Formula One racer who comes back. He's kind of like a veteran. Mm-hmm. He comes back and he works with this younger, newer driver. Yeah. And they have some issues along the way, but they figure it out, essentially.
Yeah, that's the basis of the movie. Tell us who's in it, who directed it,
so,
all of that.
Director is Joe Krasinski. Mm-hmm. He also did Top Gun Maverick, which definitely shows here because, he did everything in Top Gun Maverick with jets, only here with cars. Mm-hmm. We got Brad Pitt.
The correlation. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So we got Brad Pitt, we got Damson Idris, we got Javier Bardem, and Kerry Condon. Mm-hmm. All of them are great. Everyone's performance was fantastic.
Yeah, I have no issues.
No issues
at all. Yeah, I don't think anybody could have acted better, portrayed their character better. Yeah. Like all of it, from the woman who played his mom and the manager, everybody.
She was great.
Great acting. Yeah, all around.
So y'all, I was really excited to see this one. I saw the trailer months ago. Just from the trailer, I knew, I just had this internal feeling. Waiting. I was like, this is one of my most anticipated of the year. So I was super excited for it. So, it was well paced. Visually, it was great. The visuals were top notch, okay? Yeah. The sound design was visceral and impeccable.
So slow down, because when we say that, when you go to the movies, one is different from watching a movie at home.
It is.
Of course, unless you have the best surround sound system like there is. But going in the movie theater for a racing movie, and we went to see it in Dolby.
In Dolby, yeah. So
we got all the sounds, all the visuals. You need all of that in a racing movie. It drives you. When they was on the track, I felt like my head was shaking, like I was in the car too. But you need all of those things. It immerses you in it. Yeah. And I think it definitely added to.
It totally my experience. Yeah, it added to my experience. This was a reason to go to the movies. Yeah. There is a lot of movies that you can watch at home. You'll still get the same thing, but I feel like you could be cheating yourself out of a couple of things.
You need to see this in theaters.
Seeing this in theaters actually feels different.
I think so.
So visually, it was great. Sound design was great. The soundtrack was awesome.
The soundtrack is dope. I want to download it.
Yeah, the costume design was also great.
All of it. Everybody was dressed. Okay.
They look so good.
Damson was dressed. The entire movie.
The entire movie was fire.
Okay.
Krasinski kind of mimics what he did, like I said, with jets, sort of with cars here. And you really get that, he put cameras on the vehicles and we're over their shoulder, and we get
their shoulder.
We get that
close,
nice panel, right there in the car. It felt like we're in the car, in the film. And I think that, again, lends itself to that movie experience. In nature, this movie was formulaic, just like most athletic films or inspirational racing films, but it still had those moments where it would hit drama. And even though I knew sort of where it was going, it still managed to shock and surprise me a little. I kind of knew what was going to happen. There'd be a crash at some point. There'd be these things that happened, but how it was going to happen. And completely foreshadowing, I wasn't able to do that.
No,
and I still got shocked by it.
I don't think so. With this type of movie, because y'all know I like to foreshadow. I like to be 5 steps ahead when we're watching the movie. When the girl makes a face, I'm like, no, she's pregnant. She got pregnant 5 days ago, and I already know, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to do that in this movie. I don't think it calls for that. There are things. It's a racing movie. Somebody's gonna crash. The threat of somebody crashing is always there,
over
right?
the whole movie.
But the moments where these different things happen, like there was a moment when something happened with one of the drivers, and the audience, you felt us all jump up and pause, like, and they cut the sound out, and so we're just all sitting there in silence trying to see what is about to happen.
We were stressed in that moment.
I was stressed the whole movie. I think racing movies just get you like that because it's like the slightest little thing and you just don't know.
And we talking about good racing movies, not like Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious don't necessarily have you stressed.
Because that's not a Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is not a racing movie.
Let's be clear. When we say racing movies, we talking about Ford versus Ferrari. We talking about movies that are a bit more visceral than like Fast and Furious. Just to be clear.
Fast and Furious is not a racing movie. It stopped being a racing movie like what?
Like 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Like 3.
So, what's that? Tokyo?
Yeah, it was Tokyo.
Fast and Furious.
So weird.
I like that song. Me and my sister, shout out to my sister. My other sister. Anyway. Yeah, not those. But, y'all.
So, over all of those things, like all the different things that we mentioned about the movie that made it great, the overarching part of it was that the movie was just fun. Like, I feel like I just had a good time. I kept a smile on my face. There was some comedic levity here and there, and it didn't feel forced. It felt natural. Yeah. And I think that also added to the experience. Even when you get into the different characters. So, like Brad Pitt, he is great. Brad Pitt is like this sort of rugged, like racing veteran. He's sort of like
they try to paint him as like this cowboy, rugged. I don't follow the rules. I do what I want, kind of, driver.
But he has this attitude of the best that never was kind of attitude. Yeah. But then that lends itself to the audience because I feel like he's easy to root for. He has this hope to like be better and like go up.
And so that's the thing. So I don't think that.
No.
I don't think he had the hope to be better and go up. I think by that point, he just wanted to race. So
that's all he cared
about. He did, one thing, and then he was looking at races down in Mexico on the sand. He just wanted to.
He was chasing
drive.
the thrill of racing.
Yes, there was a feeling that, and I don't know if any of it is technically spoiler because it's it's a racing movie.
Yeah, it's not really a spoiler.
So he's looking for, there's a certain feeling that they talk about and they explain it. And he just wants to feel that again. So you get to see a lot of his backstory, a lot of how he kind of fell from grace and, yada, yada. So that's him. You got Damson Idris.
So with Damson Idris's character, I think that he plays this cool, young, arrogant, hotshot, with something to prove. But you can tell that his character has real talent and potential, but he's prideful and like he's very like, he makes
this dude?
Right.
Who is this old man?
He gives a lot of like jabs at him being old and elderly, and that's kind of funny. It is kind of funny.
I mean, because Brad Pitt is what, 60?
I'm pretty sure he's in his 60s. Yeah. So he's actually old. But
he
whatever.
is,
yeah.
Especially to be a racer, like a race driver.
Right. And then Javier Bardem. So he was the team owner. So Javier Bardem was great. Like I even though his character wasn't big or anything, it felt complimentary to them. So
I liked his accent.
Yeah. He's a gambling junkie.
A gambling junkie who missed his shot.
I like it.
Yeah, Javier Bardem was cool. He leaned on like desperate at times, but we saw why, because the team was gonna get sold, and he was worried about like losing all that he had built with that, and recruiting his friend, and everyone thought it was a bad idea because he's like an older racer. Why are you bringing him in? So I don't know. I just loved his character. And then Carrie Condon, I know again, her role wasn't like massive. Well, it kind of was. I mean, she built the car.
Yeah.
So I mean, in a
She had dual big roles. So she was, I can't think of what her actual position was, but she built the car.
She was like the car engineer
that he was
like that.
driving. She is also the love interest. Brad Pitt, what's his name? Sonny's love interest in the movie too. And another thing that normally bugs me is when they try to push a love story that doesn't feel natural. I think as you watch it, you'll feel like this kind of love, flirtation, interest, or whatever.
It slowly changed.
It worked for me.
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah, it slowly changed, and I was able to believe it. You know? But I love Brad and Damson Idris's competition. That was really great throughout the film. Seeing them fight on the track, and you kind of see they're trying to win, but then they're also combative with each other.
Because they want to be the best. Like, he's like, no, I'm not about to let this cowboy driver, old man, outshine me on my team. Like, I'm supposed to be number one. I'm supposed to be lead driver. I think Brad Pitt's character Sonny isn't doing it for the same reasons. He's still arrogant. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. He's arrogant, but not because he's like, I have to outshine him, just because he thinks in his own right, I'm better than you.
Right, he does.
I'm better than you, and I know what I'm doing, and you don't. So just chill. But not that he feels like he has to do anything to like make sure. I think he just thinks like, I'm him.
He's him. I love how they give explanations, but don't make it feel like an exposition dump. What I mean by that is, I love this when I've reflected on it. How they use the announcer sort of as a person who gives the audience a contextual backstory of the races, because I don't know much about Formula One. I don't know anything about Formula One, but they made it easy to digest when the announcer would say stuff on the radio about the rules, the regulations, the different things that's happening on the road, so that we can understand when Brad Pitt's character was doing all these illegal violations, because that wouldn't have made sense to me because I don't know that. So I thought that was a clever way to tell the audience without telling the audience.
He was very tactical.
Yeah. I like that.
I did like that. I appreciated that. And you begin to see his motives, and you begin to see why he's doing certain things throughout the movie. But I really liked that about Brad Pitt's character, Sonny. Yeah,
he had some really unconventional racing tactics.
Yes, let's just say that. Very unconventional.
I also like, you see their struggle. From the beginning of the movie, they really don't win like at all. Like,
this team is doing terrible.
Towards like the end, so it almost feels like they are really moving mountains to like actually win.
I think he had owned the team for like 2 or 3 years,
like multiple seasons.
Hadn't scored like any points, or anything. They hadn't placed nothing. So they hadn't had any points. They hadn't, let alone podium. They're not going to get to the podium, but they were just happy coming in. I think the first race they came like 10th place, and they were happy about it. So it was just really cool, because like at the end you kind of see them moving up 6th place, 4th. I'm just like, man, are we spoiling the movie?
Sort of. Spoiler alert, I guess.
Sorry.
But yeah.
Stop giving details.
I'm trying to tell them all about the movie.
Well, you needed to announce that we were spoiling.
Okay, but
still go see the movie.
Still go see.
Don't listen to what he said about the numbers.
But yeah, their rise throughout the movie was chaotic, inspiring. I loved it. I loved it. I'm really having a hard time like not giving this like a really perfect rating, because I'm trying to find something's wrong with it.
So let's think of what we didn't like.
Yeah, what did we not like? The characters was great. Like we said, visual, sound design was great. Costume and audio was great. Soundtrack was awesome. I don't know. I can't find anything that I
got any notes about something we didn't like.
Didn't like? No. I love the chemistry between the characters. I love the characters themselves.
I did.
I had a smile on my face most of the film. I was locked in.
So it
kept me interested, even in the moments when there was not racing. I was locked in.
Okay, because the movie is what, 2.5 hours long.
And it actually, I felt the 2.5, but I didn't feel it until about the 2 mark, and then the last 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I felt the last 30 minutes.
But it didn't bother me.
It didn't. It was well paced.
Feeling it didn't bother me.
Nope.
Everything that happened, I wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Would I have cut out?
Maybe they could have made it a little bit tighter if they had cut out maybe 20 minutes. You would have, felt that. But
I mean, maybe. But the time didn't bother me.
Yeah.
The time did not bother me at all. I don't know.
Hey, look, I'm good, y'all. Look, go see this in theaters.
Yes.
It's worth going to go see. I'm good to go to final ratings.
Okay, because I like walking out of a movie. It's not all the time that you walk out of the movie theater and you think, man, this is it. This is why.
This is why you come to the movie.
And yeah, okay. Final ratings. What are we gonna give F1 out of 10?
I'm feeling 9, but I'm feeling 10. I'm gonna still say 9.
Okay, why?
Because, I think just for the time, the one point for me is the time. If they had just cut it down a little bit, that's a nitpick. But if they had just cut down the time a little bit, but other than that, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay. I thought for sure you were gonna go 10.
What are you gonna go?
I'm going 9.5.
9.5, okay.
Because, yeah, the time maybe.
Okay.
But now we being wishy-washy. Look at us. The movie was good.
It was great.
I'm going to give it a 10.
Okay.
Because it was a great movie.
I would watch it again.
I would watch it again.
We also rate on rewatchability. And
I would go to the theater. If somebody said, hey, y'all want to go see F1, I would go see it again.
I would go see it again too.
So I think, no, I'm giving it a 10. You can say 9. I'm going to give it a 10. I really enjoyed it. I liked how I felt leaving the movie. Mm-hmm. And that matters to me too.
Mm-hmm. And our friends, we went with some friends. Mm-hmm. They loved the movie too.
Yes.
And they were smiling when we left, and we were just all talking about it. Mm-hmm. So they had a good time.
So it's going to be a 10 for me. I loved it. I don't even feel the need to pick. I don't know. I loved it. It was a good movie. If you could get me up, jumping, I'm biting my nails, I'm doing this. I was squeezing his shoulder.
Yeah, she was.
Oh my God. It was so tense.
Yeah. It's very good.
But it's really good, y'all. Go see this movie. Go see it.
Go see it in theaters.
Okay? Yes, please. And then buy it. Why not?
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to buy this when it comes out.
Oh, we're buying it.
Yeah, this was great.
Do we own Ford versus Ferrari?
We don't, but I would like to purchase that.
Okay, another racing movie that he really likes. Mm-hmm. But okay, come back, get in the comments, let us know. Did you love the movie? We love the movie.
What'd you think?
We love the movie. All right, thanks, y'all.
Bye, y'all.